How to attract and retain customers. Basic principles for business growth and success. My name is Lady Shayo Imelugome and welcome to this mini series. I'm going to start our discussion with a short story, and if you've ever attended any of my presentations or my training, or you've purchased any of my training before, or you've watched my YouTube channels, you might likely be familiar with this story. But I'm going to go ahead and share the story anyhow for two reasons. One, I like the story, and two, for the benefit of those that have never heard the story before. So the story is a contest. It's about a contest between the sun and the wind. And the contest was that they would make this young gentleman, who we are going to call Jack, take off his coat. Now, the wind started the contest off by blowing, with the intention to blow the coats off Jack. So the wind began to blow and blow and blow until it almost became a storm, blowing hard to get Jack take off his jacket. But Jack, because of the cold and the wind, rather drew the jacket closer, wrapping it around himself as much as possible to keep himself warm. Jack refused to remove his jacket. And then it was the sun's turn. So the sun began to shine and began to warm Jack up, gently and smoothly warming him up. And Jack, first of all became relieved after that strong wind and enjoyed the sun. But after some time, as the sun continued to shine, Jack started getting warmer and warmer and warmer until he was too hot. And he did what? He took off his jacket. So the sun won the contest. So what's the moral of the story? In order to effect a behavioral change, gentle persuasion is sometimes more effective than brutal force. In our discussion about customers and customers retention, how is this relevant? And I'll continue with a quote from Maya Angelou. And she said, "People will forget what you said. They will also forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel." Our responsibility as business owners, as business drivers, is to ensure that our customers feel happy and satisfied with our goods and products so that they can make repeat purchases. And as we go on in the discussion, we will see how we can effectively accomplish this. So my name is Shayo Imolugome. People call me Lady Shayo. And this is just a little bit about me. I've got extensive experience. I've worked in the corporate space for the better part of my career. I'm a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants and also the Institute of Strategic Management. I have an MBA from the Stellenbosch Business School, and I've worked across numerous industries. I also have had the privilege to sit on the board of several companies. I've been honored with several awards. I'm also a guest lecturer at the Lagos Business School, and I work majorly with C-suite executives and business professionals. I am a trained speaker and presenter. So if you need me for your presentations, online training, your company training, please send me an email. Do not hesitate to send me an email and we will respond. So you can always feel free to visit my website. There are a lot of resources on my personal website, ladyshayo.com, and you can also go to the business website, charlatel.com. Please also feel free to follow me on my social media channels. My most active channels are LinkedIn and YouTube. So I post quite a lot of content on YouTube. So you can see a lot of my free trainings and courses on YouTube. Follow me on YouTube and LinkedIn, on LinkedIn I post daily. And of course, I also have Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So feel free to engage me on any of my platforms. So let's get into the discussion for today. What will be our agenda? We're going to first of all start off with a brief introduction on what the topic is all about. And then we will go into an analysis of what customer types we are dealing with. And we will be looking at analyzing them from two perspectives, from their propensity to buy and also from their behavioral or their spending habits. Those are the two dimensions that we're going to be analyzing our customer types. And then we will take it a step further and look at customer segmentation and profiling. How do we profile our customers to understand them better and create a marketing strategy to reach them more directly? We will move on to the customer life cycle, and we will look at, there are different models that we are going to look at on the cycle, but basically they're saying the same thing. What is the customer journey? How does the customer start and where does the customer end? And where, most importantly, where do we want the customer to be? We will move on to look at retention management, and finally, we will design some strategies that we will deploy in retaining our customers. I will finally close it up with a wrap up and summary, and we will close the exercise. We will close the presentation. Now, this training has activities. Please and please and please do the activities. If you don't do the activities, you're not going to learn anything. So the course has activities at the end of each section. I encourage you, I urge you, I emphatically encourage you to attempt each exercise. It's a self-paced course, so you're likely to be doing it by yourself, but please try and discipline yourself to do the exercises. The only way that you're going to benefit from the training is if you actually do the exercises. The exercises will help you create a good retention strategy. Now, do the activities, like I said. Now, it doesn't matter if your responses are not perfect. What is important is that you try. The whole idea is that you try it the first time, but you now repeat it on a regular basis. So you can gather your team together and look at the exercises and what I've asked you to do and get your team to work on them maybe once a month. The whole idea is that if you do it over time, you will get better at it. And eventually you will come up with a fantastic retention strategy that will move your business forward. So test what works and what doesn't work. Maybe the first retention strategy you devise is not a very good one. It's not a problem. You learn from your mistakes. Oh, this is not good for my business. It's not going to work. What do we need to change to make it more effective? The key thing is that you're actually doing something. You need to do something for you to progress. So eventually, you will have been able to create a detailed, comprehensive, and effective retention strategy if you actually put in the work. And that is what we are aiming to do in this session. So very quickly, I'll just go straight into the introduction. And first question is, who is a customer? A customer is an individual or business that purchases another company's goods or services. And the difference between a customer and a consumer is that the consumer is a person that actually consumes the item. He's the end user. But a customer could be someone that actually buys from you and then resells or repackages or does whatever. He could actually resell it to another customer. What then is customer retention? It's simply the process of executing a strategy to what? Keep your customers from leaving your company. Keep them buying repeatedly over and over again. It's directly tied to the end-to-end consumer experience. So we want our customers to buy from us and buy from us again and again and again and again. So before we can talk retain customers, we first of all have to get the customers. So let's start by understanding who our customers are and how we can attract them. That will be the discussion of part 2. I'll see you in the next session.